Hey guys, my name is Gabby, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming my most surprising books of 2018. This is the second video I'll be filming in a series of 4 videos for my best, worst, most disappointing, and most surprising books of the year. So this isn't my best books of 2018, this is my most surprising books of 2018. And the difference, and what I mean by that, is that these are all books that I picked up thinking they might just be alright, or like I just wasn't expecting a whole lot from them, and then they ended up either becoming a favorite of mine or just really surprising me. Or these are books that I read from an author that I previously really didn't enjoy one of their books, and then I ended up really enjoying this book. I guess I went into all of these books with pretty low expectations for one reason or another, and then I came out of the book thinking it's a new favorite, and it was actually really good, and I was shocked about it. I want to apologize for the lighting for this video because it is raining really hard outside, and this is the best lighting I could do for today, so sorry in advance. So number 10 on my most surprising books of the year is For Better and Worse by Margot Hunt. This is a thriller that I went into it knowing absolutely nothing about it, and I just wasn't really expecting a whole lot from it, and I ended up actually really enjoying this book, and I was really like captivated by the story, and I was thinking about this book when I wasn't reading it, and I don't know, I just went into it thinking it was just gonna be another like basic thriller, and it was actually like pretty good and pretty investing, and I really enjoyed this one. The 9th book on my list is also going to be pretty similar, The Lies We Told by Camila Way. This is another book of the month pick that, like, anytime a book of the month has thrillers as a selection, I almost guaranteed I'm gonna pick the thriller as the selection, and I've been really impressed with the last couple of thrillers I've picked, and I think I was mainly surprised by how much I loved these thrillers, because in the past it's like I've picked some book of the month thrillers that ended up being really disappointing. Cough, Two Girls Down, Cough, The Perfect Mother, Cough, The Woman in the Window. I guess I was just really surprised by how much I actually enjoyed these thrillers. They're actually really freaking good, solid thrillers. The 8th book on my list is going to be The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, because this is a really cute romance novel. Like, when I picked this up, I was expecting it to be like cute. Thought I would like it, which is why I wanted to read it, but like I wasn't expecting this to become a new favorite of mine, and I wasn't expecting to fall so hard for Stella's character. Like, I just love and adore her so much, and I'm so glad I gave this book a chance this year. The 7th book on my list is Blind Kiss by Renee Carlino, because this is a romance that I went into expecting to dislike. Adria Books actually sent a request for me to review this book when I was in ARC, and I was like considering declining because of how much I've disliked a lot of Renee Carlino's previous books. And if you watched my worst of the year last year, her previous published book that was last year was my #1 worst book of the year last year. So obviously when I went into this book, I wasn't expecting a whole lot. I was actually expecting to dislike this book very strongly, and I actually liked it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was a really decent romance novel. Like, I was so impressed and so relieved that I finally really enjoyed another Renee Carlino novel, and now hopefully in the future I can give her books more chances and hopefully like them as well. Right, the 6th book on my list is The Female of the Species, and I think this one is on my list because I wasn't expecting a young adult book to have such a strong political statement about like feminism and rape culture and all these things. Like, I don't know, like when I go into young adult novels I don't really expect much, and lately I've just been really disappointed by a lot of different young adult that I'm reading, so I haven't been reading as much young adult this year. But this one was a young adult book that I picked up earlier this year, and I wasn't really expecting a whole lot going into it. I just heard a lot of really good things. Everyone was right. It was really good, and it actually surprised me how much I enjoyed this, and it reminded me of Dexter and like a lot of my favorite things. It was also so powerful, like the message that this book has, so this book just really impressed me. It was a great time. Alright, number 5 on my list is my most recent read out of all of these books. I just finished this book last night, and that is Verity by Colleen Hoover, because I read the book Too Late by Colleen Hoover, and this was her first ever attempt at like a romantic thriller. I wasn't a huge fan of this book, unfortunately, and so when she announced that she was coming out with a psychological thriller romantic suspense book, I was like, oh gosh, like I wasn't gonna be that interested if it was gonna be anything like Too Late, just because I wasn't a fan of it. Verity is nothing like Too Late. Verity is a whole another monster on its own. It is so good. It's hardly a romance. It's more like just a psychological thriller, and it was not at all what I was expecting from Colleen Hoover. It feels more like a Taryn Fisher book in like a good way. And oh my god, dude, this book was so fucking good. It was so good. This was definitely a very surprising read for me. Like, I never expected Colleen Hoover to write something like this. It's very dark, very gritty, and very disturbing, and it's just so good. So Whew. The fourth book on my list is another thriller from Book of the Month, and that is An Anonymous Girl. This one is on my most surprising list of the year because these two authors wrote The Wife Between Us, which was on my worst of the year last year. So I went into this book with pretty low expectations, and I just read this book this month and I really enjoyed it. Like, it was near a 5-star rating for me, and I am just so surprised by how much I enjoyed this. This story interests me so much more than The Wife Between Us did. It was just a very surprising read because I honestly went into this one expecting to be disappointed, and I ended up loving the hell out of this and possibly finding a new favorite of the year in this. So the third book on my most surprising of the year is The Humans by Matt Haig. I picked this book up because I saw it recommended on Emily Fox's channel, and I was just like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. Like, it's about like an alien and it's about like him making fun of humanity. Like, I just wanted to read it because it sounded funny and interesting, and this ended up becoming a new favorite book of all time. Like, I could not believe how much I loved this book when I read it, and I read this when I was sick in bed one day, and I just read the whole book all day, and it just made me feel all warm and fuzzy. And like, I've honestly been trying to stop myself from picking this book up to reread it all year, but like, oh my god, you guys, this was such a surprise. Like, I thought I would like it, but I did not expect for me to absolutely fall in love with this book. Like, it's a new all-time favorite, so thanks, Emily Fox. The second most surprising book of the year to me is The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, because again, K.A. Tucker is an author that I've previously been really disappointed by a lot of her books, and I've only ever, like, before this, liked one of her books. He Will Be My Ruin is my favorite book from her, and then all of the other books I've read from her, I've been really, really disappointed by, and this one was one I did not even plan on reading. The publishers sent me this book for review though, and then I was like, you know what, one more chance. Like, this was my last chance with K.A. Tucker. I was like, if I don't like this book, I'm not gonna read any more of her books. And this was a goddamn 5-star book, one of my favorite books of the year. Like, I'm so glad I picked this book up. And that's just the best feeling to me, when you go into a book kind of expecting to be disappointed or not expecting a whole lot, and then it ends up becoming a new favorite. Like, that's the actual best part of reading for me. Like, being surprised by books is fucking amazing, and this romance is just everything to me. I fucking love this book. I love Calla, and I love her dad and Jonah, and just, oh my god, I want to reread this book so bad. Alright, and the number one most surprising book of the year to me is The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas, and I think this is the most surprising to me because this is a 5-star book for me, and it's a young adult thriller, which is like one of my least favorite-ish genres lately. I don't have anything against young adult thrillers. Like, I do enjoy young adult thrillers from time to time, but most of the time they end up being pretty disappointing to me for one reason or another. So I went into this book not really expecting a whole lot, and I ended up loving the hell out of it. And so I think I was just really impressed because I was so invested in this story. Oh my god, I ended up loving this book so much. Lately I just haven't been in the mood for young adult, and I just haven't been wanting to read young adult, and I just randomly picked this one up and really enjoyed it, so I was really excited about it. Those are my most surprising books of the year. I will say that some of these books might overlap onto my best of the year video, but these ones are the ones that I wasn't really expecting to love, whereas the best of the year is just all of my favorite books of the year. But these ones are the ones I was just most surprised by because I just wasn't expecting to love them like I did. What are your most surprising books of the year? Like, what were some books that you went into not really knowing what to think or what to expect, and then you ended up loving the hell out of them? I would love to know, because I love being surprised by books like that. It's the best. You can expect more end of year list videos coming out soon. I still have my best of the year to do and my most disappointing of the year to do. Look forward to those videos soon, and thank you guys so much for watching as always. I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye. And yeah, you can expect more. That is the rain. Sorry.